This is a video response to shanedk's video entry for the Pone Olympics, and I'm going to show that his argument is wrong, as have done several other people, among them Zebra1100, whose video is also linked below. We are talking about this supernova 1987A, which has this ring of gas surrounding it. So when the supernova exploded, the ring also lit up. What we can observe from the Earth is, well, the supernova is at a distance d from the Earth. We know that this ring has a distance from the core of the supernova, a radius r, and this forms a triangle, and the arc that is spanned by this triangle, which I have denoted alpha, can also be observed from Earth. So what are the observations made? Well, the observations are that alpha is 0.8 arc seconds, that the delay of the light of the ring reaching Earth is 240 days, and that the speed of light is about 300,000 kilometers per second, at least during those 240 days. Now, if you're doing some basic trigonometry, we are able to calculate the distance of the supernova from the Earth, which is, we take the arc and we take the speed of light and the delay, and we can calculate the distance of the supernova at 167,648 light years, which is about 51,400 parsec, which is another astronomical unit to measure distance. And we can also calculate the radius r of the gas ring of the supernova surrounding the supernova, which is 0.657 light years or 0.2 parsec. So far so good. This also shows that the supernova explosion occurred 168,000 years ago, because this is how a light year is defined. It's the distance light travels in a year. Shanedk goes on to somehow prove that this means that the speed of light had to be constant and that anything else leads to some bizarre values, and I'm going to show something else. So let's do a thought experiment. Let us assume that the supernova exploded 6,000 years ago. Now, what does this mean for the speed of light? Well, we have the distance, which is 51,400 parsec. We know it took the light 6,000 years, so the speed of light had to be about 8.4 million kilometers per second, which is about 28 times faster than it is today. So let's draw this on a graph, shall we? On the x-axis we have the time t that elapsed, and on the y-axis we have the speed of light, which I'm going to show as a factor to the current speed of light. Well, at the point 0 the supernova exploded, and 6,000 years afterwards the light of the supernova reached the Earth. We also know that 8 months later the light of the ring reached Earth. Furthermore, we know that the speed of light during those 8 months was the speed of light we currently observe. According to our calculations, for the past 6,000 years, however, the speed of light needed to be 28 times the current speed of light. So how far did the light travel? Well, the distance traveled by the supernova light is 28 times the current speed of light times 6,000 years, results in 51,400 parsec, which is the distance we can deduct from our observations from Earth. The distance traveled by the light reflected by the ring is 28 times the speed of light we currently observe times 6,000 years, plus the speed of light times 230 days, which was the delay between the light of the supernova reaching us and the light of the ring reaching us, which makes 51,400.210 parsec. Now let's go back to our triangle. We now know that the distance is 51,400 parsec, and we know that the distance of the light emitted by the supernova reflected by the ring of gas has to be r plus h, which is 51,400.201 parsec. Now, doing some math, we can conclude that r is 0.201 parsec. If you're wondering if h should not be larger than d, in fact it is, but it's by such a small amount that it does not show up in these calculations. Well, with d at 51,400 parsec and r at 0.2 parsec, we have an alpha of 0.808 arcseconds, which is what we have observed from Earth. So a faster speed of light does not contradict the observations we have made on Earth. In fact, if we take any speed of light in the past, it could have been higher, it could have been lower, it could have fluctuated, whatever, as long as the area below that curve makes a distance of 51,400 parsec, it does not contradict the facts which we have observed. So as long as the light was able to cover the distance of 51,400 parsec in 6,000 years, everything concurs with the facts which we were able to observe, which are the light of the ring reached us 8 months after the light of the supernova reached us. The arc, which we can see, is 0.808 arcseconds, and the current speed of light is about 300,000 kilometers per second. To summarize, because of observable facts, the arc, the current speed of light, and the delay between light of the supernova and light of the ring, we know that the distance of the supernova has to be 51,400 parsec. There is no way around it. Given the current speed of light, this means it is about 168,000 light years away, which would disprove a young Earth. However, this does not prove that the speed of light has not changed in the past. It could have been like this, 28 times the speed of light, or it could have been any shape or form as long as the distance was covered in 6,000 years. And there you have it. shanedk is wrong. On an end note, before the young Earth creationists start to celebrate, this does not prove a young Earth. In fact, science tells us that a young Earth is as likely as a flat Earth. It just proves that shanedk made an error in his calculations and did not get his argument right. And I would appreciate if shanedk acknowledged that he made an error. Thanks for listening.